looking at the blue of the night. Stars are filling up the sky. You take my hand in yours and make our own constellations. I could say how much you mean to me, but it won't mean a thing, 'cause words never sound quite right. Let's find our own kind of language. We've searched the whole world and all around it. Didn't know what we were looking for till we found it. They could say they've seen the highest mountain, bottom of the deepest sea, but no one's ever seen a love like this. They could dig up all the baby treasures where it's worth more than anything, but no one's ever seen a love like this.
Hey, everybody. We are so glad to have you here. If you are still in need of a seat, we just put some more out here. We also have a few spots available scattered around. We are so honored to have you with us tonight. If you are new or returning and you forgot, I'm Jack. It's so nice to see you. I'm the Director of Youth and Modern Ministries here. And first off, I'm going to show, if you're new, this is something that we do every now and then. If you hear me say what? Hear me say yeah? Hear me go shh. Now, at the end of this, we're going to be sending off our students to small groups. And I'll tell you, the number of times I have to do that will determine how long it takes me to get there. Just throwing it out there. Okay, so we are so glad to have you here with us. We are excited about 2022, 2023 youth. And there's a couple of things that I want you to know before we get started with this year, okay? The first thing is that our youth group is all about loving God, others, and self. All right, if you go ahead and, Andrew, if you go ahead and click to the first slide of the welcome, and then it'll say something else along those lines. There we go. We got it. It's coming. It's on its way. There we go. All right. We are all about loving God, others, self. Now, what we mean by that, our goal is that this message remains in you, in our students, and that this is something that affects every part of our lives. And what we mean by loving God is that having a relationship, a growing relationship with Jesus Christ, and getting to know Him better and letting Jesus live through us. So when we talk about loving God, that's what we're talking about, okay? When we talk about loving others, we're talking about that relationship and sharing of the love that we have for God, also reaching out to those around us in kindness, in relationships, in giving and serving. We also talk about loving ourselves. This one often trips up people. They're like, why do we put loving yourself? I know too many people who love too much of themselves. And here's the truth about it, is that in the generation right now, and our awesome students right now, the love of self is actually, may seem high, but it often is very low. And we want everyone to know that they should love themselves as being someone created on purpose, for a purpose, by God. So we're all about it, loving God, others, and self. We'll talk about it every week. It'll be at the beginning of most things we do. It's on all of our merch. Speaking of merch, I guess it's not merch if we bought it for you. But make sure you get a wristband. We have these this year. This was an idea from some of our students that we should have a wristband for the year. So this is ours for this year. If we ran out, no, see we got more back there. If it was out when you went by the table, make sure to pick one up on your way out. Okay? A couple other things. Whenever you came in, there were some cards back there for small group leaders. That's something new that we're doing. Each youth, you should be taking home your small group leader's card. And the reason we want you to do that, one, is we want you to know who your small group leaders are. And two, parents, we'd love for you to take one for your kids' small group leaders so you can know who their leaders are. I'm going to introduce them to you in a little while, but that's something new, so make sure to take that with you. Also, on the back of that card is a QR code that will take you to our youth page on our website. It has all the information we're going to cover tonight there, just in case you miss it, or if you're at home, don't worry, we'll be emailing this out too. We're live stream right now. I just forgot about that. So hi, people online, or hi, whichever camera we're at. Anyway, if you don't know me, I'm a little ADD, but we're going to make it. All right? So we got some new things that we're going to be incorporating this year that I want to let you know about. The first one is our new 3-strike system. Now, just so you know, we love baseball. Just so you know, we're all about learning and working on the part of loving God, others, and self. But occasionally, some things and behaviors come up that aren't okay, all right? That are things that we're not okay with. And really, top behaviors that we are going to be addressing when they come up are these 3, okay? First one, if you're not being with the group, whenever you're here, youth, whenever you're here, you're wherever the group is supposed to be, unless you're in the potty, all right? I have small kids, so I say potty. Anyway, right? So whenever we're here, we're in worship, we're all together. We don't gallivant off. Whenever you're going to small groups, you're with your small group. Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble because when we're here, we're together, okay? So don't be where you're not supposed to be. Second one is causing physical or verbal harm. Not cool, right? If we see that happening and that happens, we will be addressing it. Okay? We want to let you know that that's not okay. The third one is excessive defiant behavior, right? If our wonderful leaders who love you and are taking time out of their lives to be here with you, you're constantly not listening, then we will have a problem, and we're going to work on that, okay? Now, these behaviors are not often, but as most places in life, we have to have a system now. So this year we have a system. So our 3-strike system works like this, all right? First time that one of these things happens to the severity that it needs to be called out or drawn to my attention, we will do a warning. We have, if you're a part of JAM or you've been a part of JAM, we have a wonderful little incident report that we'll fill out. We'll give one to you. We'll keep one, and that's your first warning. So whatever it is, it'll be listed on there. This is what happened. The person who witnessed it, it'll all be there. If you want to call, you can. Second time something happens, we see it again. It is a report again because we love filling out things. We're going to fill out the report, and then we're going to have a parent phone call. So we will definitely be calling to follow up to, hey, we had a second incident. This is what happened. We just want to talk to you about it so we don't have it happen again. And then if it happens a third time, you get a break from youth. Now that break, it depends on the severity of the action, all right, or of what's going on. That is fully in my judgment, yay. But that will be maybe a 2-week thing, maybe a 3-week thing, maybe longer. But if this is the third time through, we will also be calling a parent to let you know that we're at strike 3 and all that stuff. And if there's anything that happens in that time period, like we have a special event or something like that, you're asked not to be at it because you were taking a break from youth. Make sense? I don't feel like we're going to have to do this a lot, but we have a system now in case we have to. All right? Cool. Okay. And later, parents, if you have questions about that, you can ask me later. We're going to have a time with just us. All right. Next new thing we have an ongoing mission project, okay? And I'm super excited because this year our youth program is going to be supporting James and Jenna Roberts. There they are right there, and that's Micah. He is adorable. We're going to be supporting them this year, and how we're supporting them is actually through your students' gifts. Now, what we're wanting to do here is we're wanting our youth to know that what they give matters. So it's lovely if parents, if you want to like, hey, yeah, we're supporting whatever, but what I'm actually hoping for is from our youth to have $1 a week for the month. So that's $4 a month. If every youth gave $4 a month, we would pay the amount that we have committed, which is $100 a month. We'll be able to pay that to them. Now, James and Jenna, they are missionaries in Togo, Africa, and in fact, we have a video I want you to see right here. Maybe.
We are James and Jenna Roberts, and we are serving in Togo, West Africa with Converge International Ministries.
Jen and I had a passion for missions long before we met. While I was in high school, I had the opportunity to go to Honduras, where the Lord opened up my eyes for the vast need for the gospel to be taken to the unreached. But it wasn't until college, when a missionary who was visiting stateside began to mentor me, that I truly felt the Lord calling me to overseas missions.
And I first felt the Lord laying missions on my heart during the summer of 2016. It was our first summer serving on staff at the youth camp we attended growing up. Every Monday before students would arrive, we would have staff church. The lead pastor spent the entire summer walking our staff through the last few verses of Matthew 28 about the Great Commission. And for the first time, I was met with the crippling realization that there are people all over the world who have yet to hear the gospel be clearly presented to them. It was then that I felt my call to go.
Jenna and I both actually worked at camp that summer in 2016, but it wasn't until the next summer that we met. And since then, the Lord has continued to foster and cultivate an even greater desire for us to take His name to those who have never heard.
When the door opened for James and I to go to Togo, West Africa, we knew and had such a peace that this is where the Lord was calling us to go.
The spiritual climate in Togo is dark. Togo is the birthplace of voodoo. It has been passed down from generation to generation for hundreds of years. The majority of the population in Togo actively practice voodoo and witchcraft. The Togolese are not mistaken on who they are worshiping. They are aware that they are worshiping Satan and that their limited power comes from him. The Togolese live in a constant state of the fear of demons that they and their families serve.
The vast majority of the Togolese have never heard a clear presentation of the gospel in their entire lives. They do not know who Jesus is or the power that he holds over Satan and his demons.
While serving in Togo, Jen and I will have the incredible privilege of working at Togo
To start a gospel movement that could impact the country of Togo forever.
As believers, we all have a role to play in taking the gospel to the nations, and we are inviting you to come alongside of us, to partner with us, and ultimately be a part of the gospel movement that is taking place in Togo, West Africa.
And I'd say we are so excited because they are now in Togo. They were with us. They've been raising money. If you're a part of our church, you know that they've been working on this for a while. They are now in Togo. They are now part of camps and having a blast. In fact, we'll only show the first video. I put a couple in there. First video, this has just happened, I believe, last week. This is them running their day camps. Yeah, it's just going to keep repeating, so you'll have to just go back to the next one. So we're so excited. We're going to be supporting them, and I want you, youth, I want you to give. I love for parents to give, but I want this is for you. We are supporting them from y'all. So every week we will have this out, and we'll have a time that if you want to give that day, you're welcome to come up and give. And again, we're looking for $100 a month from $100 a month from us, okay? So that's going on. Excited about all that. A couple other things. Now, we got some stuff going on this year. We got trips and retreats going. Yeah, we're skipping a couple videos. Sorry. Skip on down. Ooh, and, oh, yo, help her out. She'll have to clear the background. All right. So that's my bad. I built it up wrong. All right. Trips and retreats. We got trips and retreats going on. There is a sheet of paper that your family has. The parents have it probably, I hope. All right, if yours are here. All right, so what we got going on this year. First thing I want to let you know, we are going to be doing retreats this year. We're bringing them back. All right, I'm super pumped about it. Our first one is our middle school retreat. So if you'll go ahead and pull that up. Our middle school retreat, we are going to be going to Epworth by the Sea. It's going to cost $175. That'll include everything you need, unless you want to buy stuff from the gift shop. But that'll include everything you need. We will need chaperones, so we will need adult chaperones if you're interested. And we'll be coming out with more info soon, all right? But that's just going to be just middle schoolers in the fall, okay? But in the spring, we're going to be doing a high school retreat, also at Epworth, same cost. We'll be doing that January 13th and 13th through the 15th. You'll find all kinds of errors, by the way, if you look closely at this paper. 22 is not correct on a lot of it. You'll see it in a little bit. All right. Listen up over here. All right, so we're going to be doing that. That's going to be just high schoolers, and more information will be coming out soon. But I just want to let you know that is going to be coming up, all right? Next one. We'll be going back to Snowbird 2023. Not 2022. We did that already. We'll be going back. So the cost for that one is $520. Now, you may notice as a parent, you may go, that's more than last year. Well, let me explain. First off, their cost goes up every year a little bit, about $10 to $15 a year. The new fun problem we have is that there are so many of you that we have to do charter buses to get up there. And last year, I was like, you know what? We're not adding in the cost. We'll just raise it. And we didn't. and we had to really kind of empty out the coffers in a lot of space. And so this year, the price of the charter buses is worked into our cost. Don't worry, we are going to have fundraisers, but we had to do it this year. So I'm sorry about that. But that's where the cost is. If you want to go, you have to have a $100 non-refundable, we won't give it back, deposit by September 14th. All right? I'll explain about the camp in just a second, but September 14th, you got to have it in by then. Your last day to back out without having to pay the full price will be January 25th, and then April 19th, the full remaining balance is due. Now, Snowbird, if you don't know, if you've never been, Snowbird is a high adventure, gospel-centered camp. We go up into the mountains of North Carolina. This camp usually runs about 600 to 700 students a week. We constitute about 1/5 to 1/6 of that when we go. Last year, we took 106. It's a ton of fun. We get to learn a lot about Jesus. We get a lot of worship, and there's a lot of awesome activities. They have a lot of high ropes. They have outdoor activities. You have mountain biking. We have, don't chuckle. We had someone hurt themselves mountain biking last year. Anyway, we have river rafting. Please still come. They have a bunch of stuff, paintball. They have, the list goes on. And in fact, a part of your packet you got is more information and a link to their website. But it's an amazing camp. If you went last year in here, raise your hand. So if you have any more questions about it, you don't know, talk to one of them. It is an awesome, awesome experience. Okay? So if you're interested, you'll need to be thinking about that. And by by September 14th, $100 deposit due. You'll get a separate email about this that will explain it in depth and give you links and all that. Sound good? All right, next one. Now, this summer we're going to be doing two different mission projects. Two different mission trips. One for high school, one for middle school. Okay? Now, ASP, or Appalachia Service Project, that will be July 9th through the 15th. Cost is roughly $350. They haven't put out that final stuff yet. But that excludes, does that exclude travel meals? Is that correct? Okay, I was say, yeah, you're back there. Okay, Miss Amanda Hendricks is one of our team leads on that. That is a trip that you got to be at least going into ninth grade to be a part of. What they're going to be doing is they go into an area of the Appalachian Mountain Range, which is usually either Tennessee or North Carolina, somewhere along those lines. And then they go and they do minor construction stuff. This year, they rebuilt a porch, I believe. What else did we do this year? Right, so they did flooring, they did porches, they did handicap ramps, and that's what you do. You come, you stay in the most luxurious of places, which is a floor or a room in the schoolhouse, and you have worship in the evenings and devotion time, and then you go for most of your day, and you are in there helping people and serving people. So if you're a high schooler, you are welcome to go on that trip. Again, more information will be out later. If you're a middle schooler, we're going to be doing the McKaysville mission trip. I changed the name from Blue Ridge because we don't actually go to Blue Ridge. So, but McKaysville is a town just north of Blue Ridge, Georgia. It is a town where Tennessee, North Carolina, and Georgia, all three touch. Is right there in that area of Georgia. We go to work with a church called Harbor Ministries. It's my home church, the one I grew up in. We will be doing minor construction for them, even more minor than what we just talked about with ASP, as well as doing some stuff for community kids there, some Jesus-centered activities. That trip cost $150. That does exclude travel meals as well. And that's just for middle schoolers. Now, if you're a rising ninth grader, you have an option of going on this trip or the other trip. You're the only one with options, okay? So if you're an eighth grader now, you will be a rising ninth grader come next summer. Don't freak out, parents, all right? And you can let us know if you want to go to either one of those, okay? All right, so fundraisers. I know you're looking at those costs. That's a lot of cost, I know. We got a couple fundraisers that we have that will help you raise the money so it doesn't all have to come out of your pocket. The first one is our RHUMC Classic Golf Tournament, okay? Next one, Andrea. All right, so that is on October 22nd. First off, if you're a golfer in here, we would love you to play in it. It's four-man scramble. We have hole-in-one prizes, longest drive prizes, all kinds of fun stuff. It's really, really exciting. We play at Henderson. But if you're not a golfer, what we do is you sell hole sponsorships. This is how you raise money. Hole sponsorships are $100 a piece. You sell that to a company or a business or whatever, and then we advertise on a sign for that business. You get $80 of the $100 going towards your trips, not like in your pocket, like you give it all to me and we sort that out. Some of you are like, ooh, I like it, $80. No. We take care of the 80, right? But you can sell those, and that's how you raise money, or you can work on the day of the day of the tournament, okay? Now, working on the day of the tournament, we only need about 15, so we have like over 100 people here. So not everybody can work the day of the tournament. The main way you make money is by selling hole sponsorships, okay? If you get 10 hole sponsorships, all your trips are pretty much paid for, unless you pick all the expensive ones and go on everything. Anyway, but that's one of our major money makers for the year, okay? Our next one is our annual yard sale. Happens in the spring. It's March 25th. That works. You have times to sign up, and then when you sign up, you come, you work. How much money we make as a whole, and your hours. All we do, we pay the math budget, and then we figure out how much you made per hour. Okay, and so that one usually is around 15 to 20 bucks an hour is how much you earn, and depending on how much time you work. Now, two other fundraisers that are in the works, but I don't have enough information to give you right now. You go on to the next one. There we go. We're going to be looking at doing the Logos 5K again, but actually in person. We're going to be looking at doing that in the spring. I saw several of those shirts today. We're going to be looking to do that more legit, where you can actually earn your points and all that for all the people who actually do the running thing. I've heard of this. I don't run, but we're going to be doing that in the spring. We're also looking at bringing back chicken sandwich sales. So that's been a while since we've done that one, but that one is a big moneymaker as well, depending on how much you sell. We also, if all our grill masters, you get a chance to grill, and we get to deliver and stuff like that. But those are two options that are coming. Now, real quick, for all the people who've been here before, we are not doing our Seafood Festival fundraiser this year. Now, the simple, short answer is that we had a disagreement with somebody. Hey, it's all right. We love everybody. We had a disagreement, and we're just going to be stepping away from that one. Okay? So, if you've done that one every year, I apologize. But we're going to have other opportunities. And also, you can go to the Seafood Festival and not worry about having to work out between when you're working, right? So, just want to let you know about that. We do have some other thing. Catherine's back there like, wait, there's some other stuff. That'll be out in a personal email to yeah, show up. Please come. She's in charge of it. It's cool. All right. So, let's move on from that. Next thing. Online form. Now, you may have saw it when you were coming in. You will also receive an email with this later. But I need for every student, I need a parent to fill out an online form for them. It's brand new this year. You're like, oh, I did it last year. We are so thankful you did, but we got to have it again. It's a renewal thing every year. So you can get it from here. It's back there as well. And that will give us all the information we need so that we are 100% safe with your kids, especially it's their permission form, your medical form, and that kind of thing, okay? So that we make sure that we have everything we need to serve your kids as best as possible, okay? So if you're brand new tonight and you're like, do I need to leave? I haven't filled this out yet. No, just we need you to fill it out in the next week or so, okay? We'd love for you to fill it out before next week. That'd be even better, okay? All right, next thing. We send out a lot of information via Remind. If you are not a part of our Remind right now, you're welcome to go ahead and join it. It's super easy. You all already do it because the school does it. Yeah, so you can do that right there. Jump on in. Another thing is, and I don't have a slide for this, but our Facebook group is also important. If you're on Facebook, we really need you to be a part of that. That is RHUMC Youth. Jump on there. We pretty much will do this when we have information. We will text you, email you, and then post to Facebook. On big weeks, you'll hate me, and I apologize. We'll just send a bunch of stuff out, okay? But we want to make sure you are informed, all right? All right. Now, it's time for the most important part of the evening, all right? Most important part of the evening, and I am honored to get to introduce to you your small group leaders. Now, we've actually never done this. This is the first year we've done this, but I just want to make sure we're highlighting our small group leaders because they are the ones that make youth life-changing. They are the ones that make youth work coming. Small groups is where it is at. We have a lot of good stuff going, but small groups is what matters most. So if you did not get a card for your small group leaders, parents, whichever grade your kids are in, if you did not get a card for them, make sure to pick one up because we want you to know who these awesome people are. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each one of these groups, and we're going to pop a group up. Not yet, but just a second. We'll pop a group up. I will introduce them. We're going to cheer. And then if they are your small group leader, then you will get up and you are going to go with your small group leader. The first thing your small group's going to do when you get to your space, you're going to take a group picture. And then you're going to send it to me. I know. It's lovely. All right? Then you're going to have small groups. Parents, you're going to stay here. You ready? So here's our first group. All right, we have with our 6th grade girls, Angela Robinette, Tyler Tuggle, and Stacy Davis. They're all back there. If you are a 6th grade girl, stand up. Stand up. Wave at them. Wave at them. Keep waving. Not you, Stephen. All right, there we go. Y'all are going to head off and have your first amazing small group of the year. Woo! All right. Y'all are going to have so much fun. Don't forget the group picture. Okay, next up, we have our 7th grade girls led by Alexandra and Brooke. Woo! All right, if you don't know where to go, make sure to wave just in case we have some new people. There we go. Parents, there they are. All right. By the end, parents, you're going to have to cheer louder because we won't have any kids in here. All right. Next group, we have our 8th grade girls led by Becca, Caroline, Stephanie. Woo! All right. All right, and some of you are in new rooms, so follow your leader. Don't run away from them. I think you're in the same room. So, all right. Next up, we have our 9th grade girls. We have Brandy, Jessica, and Sarah. Woo! All right. Next up, we have our 10th grade girls. We have Amanda, Anna, and Dana. Woo! Over there. Don't forget your box. Don't forget to take your box. I see like there's a lot of boxes left. I'll send someone to send them in just a minute. All right, our 11th grade girls, we have Andrea, Gina, and Heidi. Heidi will join you, not Heidi, Andrea will join you in just a second after we get done clicking through these. All right. Next up, we have our 12th grade girls, Emily and Catherine. Do we have? Yes! Yes! Woo! All right. Now on to our gentlemen. 6th grade boys, we have Corey and Gonzalo. All right. 6th grade boys over there. They're waving at you. They're really nice. There we go. All right. Next up, 7th grade boys. 7th grade, there we go. John, Stephen, and Timothy. Y'all are going this way. Yeah, wait. You're going to playground. Now, y'all heard me tell them not to get ahead, right? Y'all heard that, right? Pray. Let's just take a moment and pray for them. We're just going to pray for them. They're real sports. They're normally going to be in this room. So, all right, 8th grade boys, we have Andy, Bert, and Russ. Woo! All right. Y'all are going to follow Bert right now. I'm going to give up Russ in just a minute. All right. 9th grade boys, we have Lavander and Steven. All right, that's your cue. Get up and leave. Get out of here. Lavander and Steven. Lavander and Steve. Steven. There we go. All right. And 10th through 12th, you have Anthony and me. Yay. I know there's 3 of you, so tonight you just have Anthony because I'm a little busy, but I'll be there next week. Don't worry. I love y'all. Bye. I know. Yay! Yeah. I'm excited. It's weird to be like, and me, what? All right. Are you okay? It's like no one else is in here. He's like tripping over there. All right. Y'all have fun. Okay. So we do have a little bit more to talk about. And then we will be question time, and then you'll patiently wait for your kids, I guess. We are so glad to have you here. And for those of you who are online, we are so glad to have you here as well. A couple of things I want to talk to you before we go to the question time. The first one is, if you are looking for a way to volunteer or help, we would absolutely love that. One of the best ways that we need help, other than prayer is top of that. After prayer, we have a greeting team that meets. Tonight, the small group leaders did it for you. They were here waiting. And basically, our greeting team meets here at 6 o'clock to about 6:40. What they do is if we have them, we put 2 people at the door saying, hey, we're so glad you're here. 2 people back here at the sign-in space saying, hey, glad you're here, sign in. And then 2 people in the youth room saying, hey, don't touch that, get off of that. And that's what we got going on. But they're actually there, and we want this process to be where people are greeting your children. They're coming in. They know someone cares about them. They're seen. Please sign in. And just to make sure that they're doing what they need to be doing. Because as of right now, during that time, our band is rehearsing and getting ready for worship, and I'm in here working with them. So if you are interested in being a part of that, just send me a text. Let me know. Send me an email. People that aren't here, let me know. Love to have you. You will, just in case you don't know, you will be background checked because all of our leaders are, and we would be honored to have you with us. So that's something we got going on. All right, there are 3 things I want you to know and 3 things to grow, okay? Because I'm a youth pastor and I try to rhyme. So that's into the rhyming, though. All right, so 3 things to grow. To know. I can't read. First one, thank you so much for trusting your kids to us. We know that parenting is tough. We know that there is a lot going on in life and a lot going on in our world, and we are honored that you want your kids to come and be here with us. We do take it very seriously that They are awesome human beings that deserve to be loved and cared for, and we are so glad to have them. So that's the first thing. We just thank you for letting us take care and be a part of your kids' lives, okay? Second thing to know, okay? We're here to help you. We know it takes a village. It does. It takes you. It takes family. It takes being a part of this community. It takes more than just yourself, and we are here to make sure to assist you in any way that we can. So if there's ever an issue or you need resources for your kids at whatever age they are, we are happy to do it. If you need counseling resources, we have that. If you need book resources, you want something like that, we have that. If you want to know, what does this mean? My kid keeps saying it. I will look it up, and we can talk through it together. And we'll be on fleek and stuff. It'll be great. That's old, by the way. Don't use it. So it just a little fun tip from me. If you want to use cool language, wait till it's over, then start using it. Because they already know we're lame. Just run with it, right? So anyway, so we're here to help you. So however we can, whatever we can do, please let us know. We want to be there for you. The third thing is this, is that we are here to keep you informed. If you've filled out the information or if you're already in our system, this year we have switched to a different curriculum. We're using something called Grow. It's really cool stuff, but they provide a lot of parent resources that we're going to make sure that we're getting out to you. We want you to know what your kids are learning. We want you to know what we're teaching them, right? And every week we'll be, as long as live stream's working, we will be live streaming our services. And it will be something that you can go and you can watch and be a part of and know, as well as you'll get an email saying, we're covering this tonight. This is what this series covers and all that. So, and as well as trips, things of that nature, we are going to do our best to make sure you know everything that's going on. And if at any point you don't, or you're confused about something, just let me know. More than likely, I had a horrible typo, and that's probably why we're confused. Right? But if you need any help or you need any information, please email me, call me, things of that nature. Emails youth@rhumc.com. You can find me here. I'm here most days. Okay? So that's our 3 things to know. Our 3 things to grow. And this is just some stuff for you as youth ministry talking to y'all. We want your youth to grow. And if you want your child to grow in their faith, the biggest thing that will help your child grow in their faith is you to continue growing in your faith. The truth of the matter is that you are the number one effector of your child's life. You're number one. And like this big survey with over 5,000 students, parents, you may not feel it, but you are the number one factor or number one influencer of where your kids are. Number 2 is peers, and all the way down to number 17 is spiritual leaders. And I was like, 17? Come on, right? But for you, and I say this just saying, like, you may be at different places with your faith, but if you're continuing to grow in your relationship with Jesus, it's going to rub off on them. It's going to be noticed. Your kids see all that you do, even though they pretend like they don't. Right? So that's my first thing for you, the things to grow. You want to help your kids grow, continue growing yourself. Second one. Number 2, if you want your child to go to church when they are an adult, we need to take them now. Now, this is not a referendum. Hey, we have Sunday services. Of course we do. We have Sunday services, 9 and 11, 2 traditional, 1 modern. But I know a lot of people join us who don't come to our church services on Sunday. You go other places. Awesome. Great. I love it. Be engaged, but wherever you are, find a place to be involved. Be in somewhere. Because again, back to number 1, you are the biggest influencer. And so, yeah, are you going to make it every week? No. I work here and I don't make it every week. But a consistent habit of finding a place to be in corporate worship with other people will have that effect on your kids. The chances go way up for your kids to continue pursuing their faith after they leave your home. So that's the second thing. Third thing is this. All right? Ask your child about what they are learning here with us and tell me if they listen. No, I'm kidding. Ask them, though, because one of the things that will help them grow in their faith, help us grow in our faith, is that that you dialogue about what you're learning. You know, I had one parent who told me that they were talking about, they were discussing something we talked about with their kids, and then they had a question, and they were like, I don't know if I fully understand what he's talking about. And the parent was like, you know, from your description, I don't know either. And they contacted me, and we had a conversation about, okay, what were we talking about? What does that mean, right? You don't have to know it all in your faith for you to help your kids grow in it. Having those conversations. We're going to be talking about faith actually for the next 4 weeks in youth. And it'd be awesome, that stuff, we'll give you cheater stuff. You'll know what they talked about. You can be like, hey, so, you know, what'd you talk about youth tonight? Now, some of you, you know, this is how it goes. You're like, how was youth tonight? Good. Cool. What'd you talk about? Jesus. Awesome. You learn anything? Some. Yeah. Right? I know it's, for some of us, it's pulling teeth to get it out, but for you to engage and be like, hey, y'all are talking about faith tonight. Would Jack have anything good to say? It's okay. If they say I don't, that's fine. Engage in the conversation. I just want you to be able to be a part of that conversation that we're having because, again, you are the number one factor in your kids' lives. And so we are here to help. And we want to help you as best we can, okay? So that's my 3 things. Beyond that, and you are welcome, we're going to shut off the live stream. But if you have any questions at home, feel free to email me at youth@rhumc.com or text me if you have my number, some sort of digital communication. Thanks, and bye to online. Bye. All right, they're gone. Okay, so first off, y'all have been so attentive. Thank you. Yeah, y'all are doing a great job. I didn't have to call you down once. It's awesome.